The USC Trojans travel to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Oregon Ducks. This game, 3:30 Eastern Time on CBS. This is not just a conference game. This is a college football playoff game. Now, the Oregon Ducks, they're 9-1 right now. They're 6-1 in the Big Ten, hosting the Trojans, who are 8-2. They're 6-1 in conference play as well. And the consequences of a loss on either side are absolute. For USC, a third loss would unequivocally end any conversation about their inclusion in the college football playoff, right? Like, we're all on the same page there. We know that for USC, a loss and they're out. But for Oregon, a second loss would potentially make things a bit shaky with their own playoff candidacy. Now, they should be in pretty good shape, but at the end of the day, they might not control their own fate in the event in which they hang a 10-2 record out there, depending on strength of schedule and resume and things like that. It would almost assuredly guarantee that they would go on the road in the first round of the playoff if they get in. So we know this is a big game for SC and for Oregon, a gotta-have-it situation for both to feel a lot more comfortable about making that 12-team field. And the game setting there, Autzen Stadium, Eugene, Oregon, this is a determining factor. Now, it's one of the toughest places to play. We all know that. And under Dan Lanning, the Ducks are 24-2 at home. Now, this home field dominance has been historically significant against the Trojans. USC has not won a game at Autzen Stadium since 2011. And furthermore, Oregon has really controlled the recent series as well. They've won 3 straight games and 5 of the last 6 against the Trojans. So they have got to go on the road and play well, which is not something they've done all the time this year. They've lost at Illinois. They lost at Notre Dame. So both those losses for the Trojans have come away from Los Angeles. Question number 1, can the USC offense manufacture explosive plays? You all know the numbers when it comes to SC and their offense, and really any team that's ever coached by Lincoln Riley. They're going to be able to score, right? Total offense, yards per play, scoring offense, third down conversions, passing offense, like all this stuff. They're off the charts good with all those numbers. And their quarterback, Jaden Mayava, he's been really good. And you can make a case. I'm not saying it's a great case, but you can make a case. It's one of the best wide receiver tandems in the entire Big Ten. Makai Lemon is probably going to hear his name called very early in the NFL draft. He is a go-to guy, has gone for nearly 1,000 already. And he's entering this game fresh off a really nice performance last week against Iowa when he goes for 10 for 153 and a touchdown. So he was massive in that game, and he's complemented by the length and the matchup problem that is always presented when Jacoby Lane is out there as well. He is really good on the outside. So it's a great 1-2 punch going against a really good Oregon pass defense. They are suffocating, and they are really good when it comes to creating contested catch situations. They allow just 50% completions, which is pretty remarkable, one of the best rates in the entire FBS. Now, SC's entire offensive identity, though, is all about kind of creating big plays. As you can see, their national ranking in yards per play is at number 2. They are 7.5 yards per play. Meanwhile, Oregon, their entire defensive identity is built to prevent those explosive plays. They lead the country in the fewest plays that go for 20-plus yards. They've allowed just 17 this year, which is really, really impressive. So this game might be decided on whether Makai Lemon or Jacoby Lane, if they can get behind the Oregon secondary, which is very disciplined. And the SC offense, they know that they can get over the top potentially. If they can, that could be massive. And this SC offense, they've shown some vulnerabilities from time to time. They were held to 26 points against Iowa, a unit that was, in the top 25, very good on defense. They had just 24 points on the road against Notre Dame. And against Iowa, like I said, they had 7 first-half points. Oregon's defense is a more difficult challenge from an athleticism standpoint than pretty much anyone they've seen outside of Notre Dame. Question number 2, can Oregon's rushing attack gash USC's inconsistent run defense? Now, you look at this rushing attack for the Ducks, man, they are awesome. Go for nearly 240 a game. Noah Whittington is amazing. Jordan Davison is outstanding. I mean, these guys are so good. This 1-2 punch are so hard to bring down. These guys are really playing at a high level and have been really all throughout the season. And this attack is supplemented with just depth and quality. They can go 3 or 4 deep at running back. But don't ever forget about Dante Moore's ability to contribute with his legs as well. And this is a Trojan run defense that has been at times a bit vulnerable, a little suspect from time to time. You look at their rushing yards per carry allowed, it's over 4.4 per carry. That's 88 in college football. But if you look at it, part of the problem with USC was how their safeties and their secondary players and their linebackers, they don't always get in the correct gap. And that can lead to huge seams. And against a group like this with such speed and explosiveness at running back, you better be sound in your run fits, because if you're not, these guys can take it the distance. Question number 3, can Dante Moore continue his efficient play? Now, they have had a lot of challenges in keeping their wide receivers healthy, and it's kind of changed what Oregon has become the last couple weeks. Now, DeCorian Moore, he's their best weapon. He's been out for the last couple games with a lower body injury. Didn't play against Minnesota. At this point, his status is very much up in the air. You also have Gary Bryant, who got hurt early in the Iowa game. Foot injury, ankle injury. He hasn't played. So it's kind of changed what this offense has become. It's really become a run-first operation. And it's kind of put Dante Moore in a position where I got to be efficient. I got to be a good distributor. I got to make great decisions. I got to get the ball out. And his performance last week against Minnesota was the perfect blueprint for what you want this offense to be. They're going to control the line of scrimmage, and their quarterback is just going to pick you apart. I mean, to complete 90% of your throws against any defense, even against air, is ridiculously impressive. And they're going to continue to lean on the tight ends, who I think are a massive problem for every single defense that they go against. Kenyon Sadiq, who's now back from injury as well, he missed a little time. He's going to be the primary target. He was last week and will continue to be moving forward. So I think the big key for Moore is to not go out and just try to take the game over, but just be smart and execute the play action, and find Kenyon Sadiq, make the smart throw. Question number 4, can Oregon's defense lock down in the red zone? So you look at Oregon's defense, and statistically they're great, right? They're not really I don't want to call them like a bend don't break unit, but statistically their profile would indicate that to an extent. But when they get in the red zone, for whatever reason, they just haven't been quite as good. It's hard to wrap your head around, frankly, because they're giving up more than 70% touchdown rate in the red zone. They are 125th in the red zone when it comes to red zone touchdown percentage. So you know it's hard to get in the red zone against Oregon. But when you do, the likelihood of scoring a touchdown is pretty dang high, which is a big opportunity for USC. They're one of the best red zone scoring operations in the entire country. So the key for the Trojans is not just to get down there, but when they get in the red zone, they got to finish it with 6, because field goals are not likely to beat the Oregon Ducks on the road. Question number 5, can USC play clean football? Now, Oregon holds a solid statistical edge when it comes to the turnover margins, right? They're plus 0.8 turnover margin per game. That's top 20. So they're very, very good there. SC is not bad. They're top 40 plus 0.33, right? So not bad. But a deeper look in USC's performances reveal kind of a pretty good indicator of success or failure. In their 8 wins, they are plus 0.71 turnover margin per game. So 8 wins, they usually are pretty good when it comes to forcing turnovers. In their 2 losses, they're minus 2 turnover margin. So there is no middle ground. When they take care of the football, they win. When they turn it over, they lose. So if it becomes about who makes the big mistake, SC can't do it and expect to survive. I'm taking the Oregon Ducks in this game. Now, teams that run the ball and stop the run are really hard to pick against. And I just think right now, Oregon is a more complete football team. They're a more trustworthy football team. And I think their commitment to the run game, they'll get SC a couple times. I think the Oregon Ducks win this game by 10.